us why you originally applied to be a part of Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3 this year.
Well, I kept getting asked by GK himself if I was going to apply, and when I found out I had opening in my schedule for that time, I decided, you know what, I'm going.
In episode 2, the first activity was the island hopping, where you had 30 seconds to get trios standing into various hula hoops. How did you feel about your original trio that you formed with Taylor and Carlos?
To be honest, I did not trust Taylor because she kept going to talk to other people and leaving me out. So I kind of suspected she was thinking I was an easy target.
Yeah, so you three didn't form an alliance at all?
Me and Carlos tried, but Taylor was not having it, and that's what gave away what was going on.
In episode 1, your trio did not get chosen to either Bonobo or Gibbon, but instead all remaining trios ended up forming the third team, Ukari. How did you feel about that team and that subsequently having them vote you out as the first player to be voted out this season?
I think they definitely messed up with that teaming because they should have given that team individually their own challenge so some players could get the chance for immunity as well as everyone seeing how well they do as a team.
In episode 2, you returned to the game after winning Husky Island at the end of episode 1. How did you decide on choosing Bonobo as the team you wanted to join that night on the quad?
I chose Bonobo because I knew some of the people there and they kept asking me to join. Little did I know they were just hoping I'd join for a free vote off.
In episode 2, after joining Bonobo, they voted you out in the second tribal council meeting of the night, and you went right back to Husky Island. Why do you feel that happened?
Like I said before, they just considered me a free vote off, which I didn't know until after. The first person that got voted out was just someone who quit, so they just got rid of him. So, yeah.
Do you think you should have joined Gibbon instead?
Oh, most definitely, because Gibbon, the original Gibbon, always had my back. The only team I felt I could actually trust.
In episode 3, what did you enjoy most about being at the rec center for the competitions?
The free stuff, free food, free drinks. I'm tired all the time, so it's hard to say activity-wise. I do enjoy puzzles, but there weren't too many there.
Yeah. What was your favorite snack that night?
I would have to go the fruit roll-ups.
Yeah. Man after Connor Buckley's heart.
Connor is the fruit roll-up thief.
Leave that in. By the time you got back to episode 4, did you have any alliances that you created since episode 1?
I did have a few. Some of them were like before the actual Survivor began. Unfortunately, a lot of them did end that day.
Who were you originally with?
The original alliance was with Cora, Joe DeWitt, Noah, and Knowledge.
Okay. What happened there?
Cora broke off the alliance due to a dispute between her and Noah. Knowledge was already out, and me, Noah, Carlos, and Joe were all on Husky Island that night.
Episode 4, the first thing the castaways encountered was the first team swap of the season. You got split from Gibbon and placed on a brand new 4th team that was introduced called Lasula. How did you feel about this new mix of members at this new blue team at that point?
I felt like they were a good team, but I also felt like I had to carry them a lot that episode because some of the challenges none of them thought they could do, so I took over and helped us win. So they voted me out, I think just to try and get rid of me, either that or to get rid of people on Husky Island. I do not forgive you, Lasula.
In episode 4, Lasula rocked the first safety blocks immunity challenge and the Donkey Kong relay. Tell us what worked well for you in those 2 challenges.
The safety one, it came down to not who was the best, but us communicating. Because I think a lot of us weren't like keeping track of each individual part, so it came down to if you see something, say something. And we got finished because I told him, the guy going last, told him he needs to stop because he was going too fast and the thing was shaking. So once he let it calm down, we were able to win with a huge lead.
What about when you were stacking those blocks with your feet?
I had to say I didn't have socks on, which mistake and a blessing.
Yeah.
My feet pics are all over the internet now. Yeah, I feel like not having the socks was what made that easier, because I could actually grip them with my toes.
All right.
Sorry for that mental image.
In episode 4, unfortunately, Lasulo lost the final challenge called the Black Hole, and they sent you packing for the 3rd time to Husky Island. Why do you feel it was you on the chopping block?
To be honest, I think they just wanted me gone because they saw me as a threat, having come back so many times already. I mean, I was on the team that only got on the part that only got 1 point in Black Hole, so I should not have been up. They most likely tried to get rid of the other people on Husky Island while also trying to get rid of me if possible.
At the end of episode 4, you participated in Husky Island for the 3rd time. What were your thoughts about the 100-piece puzzle and facing off against some of your allies like Noah and Joe, knowing only one of you were going back into the game?
Well, that's the thing. We knew it was going to be 1, but we didn't know we could force a tie to bring us all back. Which would have saved us all. Seeing as it was a 100-piece puzzle, the only competition I knew was Noah, and so I had to actually get a little serious in order to beat him. Brought out one of my old strategies and came out on top.
What was that strategy?
So I organized the pieces before I ever put them on the board, and since they were numbered, that made it much easier, which is how I won. I might have started at last, but I caught up and won quick.
So some castaways have called you the GOAT of Husky Island, while others have referred to you as the cockroach of season 3, the bug that keeps crawling its way back in. What are your thoughts about those titles?
The first one I'll accept. The third one I'll only accept if someone brings me back with an idol if they can. In other words, I think with how much I've won Husky Island, I think it's safe to say I am Husky Island.
In episode 5, at the beginning, we saw several castaways jump into the pool before the very first challenge began to search for ducks with goggles. What were your thoughts about those castaways that took the leap of faith to find those ducks?
To be honest, I knew what they were doing, and I was gonna wait because I knew there was only 1 left. But someone overheard me talking. His name was Chase. He heard me saying there's only 6 taken when there's supposed to be 7. And he went to go find it right away, which took away my chance.
In episode 5, we saw a huge shakeup in the last tribal council, with multiple immunity idols played, an idol nullifier, and safety no vote advantages. However, right before that tribal, you decided to play your triple team swap shake it up advantage, in which you moved yourself off a losing team and Hope and Holly to different teams. What was your strategy in picking Hope and Holly?
They were the only names I knew.
In episode 6, you put yourself on the new Gibbon team, Michael, Kelvin, Logan, and Joe. In the first challenge, you had to move the tire and solve the puzzle, earning your team 2nd place. How did you feel about those tasks?
To be honest, I think I overcomplicated the tire by rolling it when I could have just picked it up, possibly tossing it. 'Cause let's be honest, if I can get the momentum, it's going flying.
Oh yeah.
As for the puzzle, that was one I could easily do because we already saw I can do a 100-piece puzzle better than most. So the 16-piece puzzle was easier than cake.
In the sand volleyball challenge, you didn't play at all. How come?
I'm not that good at volleyball, and we wanted to send our best. We only had 1 team to worry about that was better than us. Other than that, it was a breeze to get through.
In the 3rd challenge, the bamboo squares, your team tied for last place and headed to tribal council. How did you all decide that Michael was going to be the one voted out?
Well, we were all trying to get alliances ready for the merge, and Michael was off going to groups without talking to us, so we figured he was trying to find an alliance without us, and we did not trust him on that.
That's fair.
Especially since when we were talking about trying to use immunity idols to cancel the voting process to save us, even though we knew he had one, he tried to say he didn't, and then admitted after the vote that he should have used it.
In episode 6, what were your thoughts when you learned that Husky Island was ending? And starting in episode 7, there was no chance to re-enter the game after players got voted out.
I knew my time was coming soon, because without Husky Island, everyone knew it was just game over for me. I was the easy target to get rid of.
Now in episode 7 at Redmond Stadium, Tell us about your experience doing the field goal kicking, javelin tossing, and kendama ball race.
I mean, the field goal kicking, I don't want to talk about. That wasn't even a kick. The javelin throw, I think I did well.
Yeah.
Except when it like rolled back behind everyone. I definitely would have advanced if it hadn't have rolled at all. But that cost me it.
What about that ball race?
The ball race I also would have won, but because I didn't realize I was at the 45 line when I stopped, I ended up losing because I didn't take that 2 steps that I didn't know I needed.
On episode 7, how did you approach the voting process with 19 players all attending tribal council together for the first time? Were you surprised that it was Michael voted out again?
Gotta be honest, no, because I was talking with everyone. We had 2 names out, Jay and Michael, and I trusted Joe because he's easy to trust. We all agreed Mike.
On episode 7, you were on the losing white team for the turf bucketball derby by only 2 points. What was the team strategy going into that challenge?
Well, I don't think it was the strategy. I think it was the fact that someone blatantly stepped into the cones and should have been DQ'd, but still kept playing and continued to get DQ'd a second time by the time the game ended.
In episode 7, during the Circle of Doom, you were unable to correctly name your accused player, thinking they were Blaine, Dane, or Silas. In fact, they were Jack. Why do you feel you had a challenge remembering players' names after being in Survivor Bloomsburg for 7 weeks?
I'm honestly bad with names. I've always been bad with names. The only names I remember are ones that I actively make jokes out of. That's kind of why I couldn't get one for Jack. I knew who it was because he was the only person not sitting in the same spot.
You didn't use all your advantages and or idols you have found this season. How come?
Gotta be honest, I wanted to keep the necklace for myself, and I didn't really have many opportunities to use it. I was trying to use it to help my alliance, which turns out they're not real. And spoiler alert, there were a few idols that were out there that weren't real.
Were you aware that someone had blocked your vote while they were in the voting arena and it wouldn't count?
I was not aware.
How did you feel about that there were 16 other valid votes in the final tribal council of episode 7? Were all for you?
Like I said, without Husky Island, I was seen as the easiest target. That and they were all talking about voting out Hadden, but none of them knew the difference in our names, so they probably just went with the only one they knew.
What did you learn about yourself by participating in Survivor Bloomsburg Season 3?
Trust myself. Don't trust anyone if you don't want to, because every time I got voted out, I had a feeling it was me, every single time.
Of all the 16 remaining players in the game, who do you see as some of them who could make it to the Final Four this season?
I'm thinking Cade, Connor, Daniela, and possibly Scott and Silas would make it to the final 5.
How come?
Well, because they definitely seem like athletic in different areas, and they're also like good at finding what people want to hear as well as being reliable and trustworthy. And honestly, the people who are like too quick to jump their vote and change who they want to vote every time, those are the people not making it.
What do you feel makes the Survivor Bloomsburg experience so unique and fun to do, or even watch as a spectator?
I had to be honest, I was picking fights with a lot of the cameramen. That was my favorite part.
Is there anyone you would like to thank who is supporting you in the campus competition? Friends, family, others? Any shout outs?
I would like to thank my friend Morgan.
If you could tell other students why they should consider applying for next year's Survivor Bloomsburg Season 4, what do you tell them?
It's fun.
Any final thoughts?
Will I come back or not? There's only one way to find out. But for now, that's all, folks.